John Kelley. You are an AIDS patient, John, and you run the Healing Circle in Boston. Now, here's where it must get tricky. Are you here to tell us that you're at peace with your own condition, that well, let's just make the point. First of all, I assume you had to be either enraged or depressed, or what happens when you get this diagnosis?
Well, you know, it's a death sentence, according to the media, according to all the people that I knew. You know, you're going to die. My regular doctor became very stiff. I actually tried to hug him before I even knew I was supposed to do that, and he just kind of, he was not close, and pushed me to a specialist. And I got on what it was like a trail. You know, you get up, you go, you have this blood work. They say they're going to do this, they say they're going to do that. But it didn't seem like anybody really cared about me. And it wasn't until I got a videotape of a Louise Hay meeting that I realized that maybe it was because I didn't care about me. You know, that I was only going to the places that reinforced the idea that I didn't deserve to live.
Right. It's easy to buy this homophobic line. You got it, you deserve it, God gave it to you, that's what you get for misbehavior. I assume, however enlightened may be the AIDS victim, there's got to be that, oh my God, are these people right?
Well, you know, I think probably that there's a lot of people with a lot of opinions. You can turn a disease into anything.
Right.
You can turn it into a terrible wrath from God, or you can turn it into the most beautiful experience of your life. And I will tell you something, that I have not been hospitalized from AIDS. I have not had an opportunistic infection. I feel far better now than I did for the 2 years prior to the diagnosis. And furthermore, AIDS has given me some gifts that have made the last year and a half almost more precious than the 33 years before that. And that's how I feel.
One thing that I've done is make it a regular part of my history to say to people, please describe your illness. Some people are as courageous as he is and say, I have a gift and a challenge.
Now, are you AIDS-related complex, or have you
AIDS. I had a lesion.
And do you have, are you on AZT?
No. I'm not on anything.
And the reason you're able to stand up and say, I feel good about myself is what, even in this condition, is what? I assume one thing, you like yourself better than you ever have before, so?
I love myself. You know,
I'm
worth it. I'm worth it. You know, I wasn't put on this earth. I mean, I'm not junk. I'm not flotsam. I'm not something that deserves a car accident or a serious illness.
Right.
You know, I deserve the space that I stand in.
And you don't have a little temptation, why me? You don't have that?
Well, I suppose I could sit there and say, why me? But why should I get why should I get the honor? Sometimes I think. You know, I never would have been doing what I'm doing today if it hadn't been for the illness.
You're an irreplaceable human being, unique, and in a way,
perfect.
Everybody's perfectly imperfect. I mean, you're perfect who you are, and we all have our imperfections as human beings. But you still continue to love yourself through all those. And that's the beautiful part. And if I may, scientifically, what he's doing is what we will be treating AIDS and probably cancer with in 5 or 10 years. The chemicals in his body, the neuropeptides, if you take those and put them into somebody, you can make whatever white count you want. It's scientific what's happening inside of him.
I do have to break here, and this audience wants in here, but how often do you go, is it a healing circle? Is that what you call it?
Yeah, but once or 3 times. We have 3 in Boston now, so we can go to.
And so how often do you go?
I go once or twice a week, yeah.
And you sit down, and you and others in similar, what shall we say?
Lots of people without AIDS, people with no physical illness, and all we simply do is we sit there and try to change our attitudes about ourselves. We ask the self-hate to step outside until we're finished with the meeting. You know.
Well, I thank you very much, John. This is a